Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Nose 15, where I'll be giving you my Lucky 15 predictions for tomorrow's horse racing action. Back as usual, we've been at Salisbury all day today. If you've followed us on Twitter throughout this afternoon, given our selections for each race, and to be honest, we didn't have a good day today, but it was quite tricky with the conditions. It was a very wet day, so I'm glad to be back in the dry now. There's also a few non-runners as well because of the ground, and it was quite hard to work out what the ground was. Some of the jockeys and the trainers were saying that it was more softer than good, but the official going was good to soft, soft in places. So a lot of people were a bit couldn't agree on what the ground was there today. Personally, I thought it was a bit more on the soft side, and not all horses ran to their full potential. So, all in all, yeah, we had one place today and no winners at Salisbury, but it was quite tricky. I also got to meet Ken Peterson from William Hill Racing Radio, who was a very nice chap. He showed me the ropes of how he works his magic and selecting the horses from the parade ring, and it was a really good, interesting sight because it's all right us making our predictions here tonight, which are going to run tomorrow, but we don't know what they're going to look like until they get into the paddock, how they're going to perform on their way down to post, how they're going to react when they get to the stalls. So there's also a lot of other things that when we do make these predictions that we have to take into consideration. So it is a very interesting sight to go to the racecourse and see how the horses look and perform. And Ken Peterson was able to give us a good insight on how he goes around doing that, and hopefully some of his little magic will rub off on us here on the channel. But also as well, I just want to thank you as well to our new subscribers on Twitter and on the channel here. Thanks for subscribing. My ultimate dream is to be a horse racing journalist, and this is what this channel is all about, really. I'm just here giving you my predictions on a way to hopefully achieving that goal. But if I do become a journalist eventually, which is my dream job, I'm going back to university to study sports broadcasting journalism in September. I still will keep this channel going because I'm really enjoying it, and hopefully the more advanced we get, the better the content will become, and we might be able to do some more cool things with the channel. So please subscribe, like our videos for more horse racing action. Also as well, I just wanted to mention another point as well. Some of you have been commenting in the comments box below about why aren't I picking big price winners. Well, I used to do that to start with, just look at really big odds horses, what I thought would run well. I am still doing that in a kind of way, but I always look for the horses that I think that can actually win the races instead of just having an absolute punt, because I want to get some winners on the channel. Even though we don't always get the winners, I want to see what's out there for value and what I think can win. And that's what I've been doing here, and we've been doing alright. We did alright on Tuesday. We had a good winner, 9-2, and we had a good place at 10-1. We do them each way here normally on the channel if you're brand new to us. So yeah, if I'm backing a horse and I haven't made it clear that I've done it each way and it came in at like 9-4 and you threw up your betting slip and go, oh, that was a rubbish selection. Well, if it came second, it still kind of is valid in our bet. So yeah, that's just to let you know there. But yeah, if you really do pick like 20-1 winners, I've had one or two people in the comments box below claim that they can do 20-1 winners, and yeah, I do believe you. I have seen some of your selections, and you have predicted sometimes some of these winners, but not all the times. You don't make the predictions clear, so it's not that easy, I'm just going to say. So all in all, we're just going to get back on to doing our normal Lucky 15s for tomorrow. We're fed up with all the talking now, and we're going to get stuck into the action. And our first selection will see us go to Nottingham tomorrow with a horse called Socialites Red that we have backed on the channel here previously. It runs for Scott Dixon, and Robbie Walsh takes the ride tomorrow. It's quite confusing actually, because when you look at it on paper, his initials are RP Walsh, which looks like Ruby Walsh, but no relation as far as I'm aware. He's got a very good relationship with this horse, because this horse this season at Nottingham has been in cracking form here. It's a course and distance winner over 6 furlongs, and we backed it last time it won over 6 furlongs in a pretty nice performance where it made all that day. Last time was over 5 furlongs where it finished second, but only just by half a length down in second place, and it was actually running on quite well towards the end, so it probably will appreciate this step up back in trip to 6. Still going to be running off a fair mark of what it ran off last time, 7-1 bookmakers at the moment, and because he's absolutely loving his racing at the moment, I thought Socialites Red could be a good selection there to kick us off at Nottingham tomorrow. We then go to Newcastle onto the all-weather in the 5:55, and also we've backed here is called Black Soul. Now I backed this last time just on a private bet away from the channel. Last time it won at Redcar and a pretty nice performance there. It's making its all-weather debut tomorrow, still relatively lightly raced. It's 5-1 bookmakers at the moment. It's trained by David Barron, and PJ McDonald takes the ride. 5-1 bookmakers. I thought that was not a bad price on its debut tomorrow, and I think it's really one of the more classier horses in the race. If you actually look back at the Redcar race, there was a horse called Don Valentino, which has come on to run 2 good runs subsequently. It's won one of those 2 runs, and it had a second as well. And also the horse that finished second in that Redcar race has run a good performance in a good place. So all in all, the form isn't too bad there. And I thought, stepping up to the all-weather tomorrow, I thought he could be versatile and come in for us at a nice price, or at least be in the frame of the race tomorrow. So that's our selection there, and in our second selection, Black Soul. Our third selection for tomorrow sees us go to the evening action up in Scotland at Hamilton, and the horse that we've gone for here is a horse called Dark Crystal, which is trained by Linda Perrott, and Lewis Edmonds takes the ride, a conditional jockey. He'll be able to use his £5 claim here. And again, this horse is absolutely loving life up in Scotland at the moment when it comes to its racing. It's in really good form. It's had a couple of wins this season already over course and distance. Also as well, the ground is good to soft currently at Hamilton, but that could change overnight with the weather and as we go on through the day tomorrow. But that's not really a concern for this horse when it comes to ground. It seems to be quite versatile over lots of different types of ground. He's 6-1 with bookmakers at the moment. I think you know what you're going to get with this horse. It's running off the same mark that it ran off last time when it finished third, which wasn't in a bad race in the end, because it finished third behind a horse called TT McPhee of Mark Johnston, who's on a great streak of wins. I think it's had about 3 or 4 wins in a row, so that was no disgrace. And again, I think it could run a good race tomorrow. So that's our third selection there, Dark Crystal, who's run about 6-1 with bookmakers at the moment. Our last selection tomorrow sees us go to Newbury in the 8:30, and they're paying 4 places out, most bookmakers, for this race tomorrow, because it's a handicap of 16 runners or more. It's at 16 at the moment, so fingers crossed, even though it's quite unlikely. There probably will be a non-runner, and it could most likely be a horse, but I hope it's not. But the horse that we've selected here is a horse called Swanton Blue, who's trained by Eddie Giles, and Callum Shepherd's aboard it. It's being able to use his £3 claim tomorrow, Callum, so that's not a bad thing there. This horse, again, has been in really good form in its seasonal reappearance. It's had a win and a 3rd place at Salisbury, on both runs actually at Salisbury, for its season so far. So it arrives here in good form. 10-1 with bookmakers at the moment. It's a front runner, and it tends to run pretty well. It always runs its race, and I thought in a race like this tomorrow, being a front runner is no bad thing, and he doesn't seem to get caught very much, or even if he does get caught, it's normally at the end where he can still run into a place. So I definitely thought he was definitely a player tomorrow at that kind of price, and I thought he was very interesting there. Anyway, if you've had a good day today, if you followed us at Salisbury, let us know in the comments box below on our journey of no winners. Also as well, if you've got any fancies tomorrow, if you've got any long odds, let us know. Please state them so everyone else can share them with you. Share them for tomorrow. Let them know in the comments box below what you fancy tomorrow. Also as well, please subscribe to us here on the channel at Lucky Loaders 15. You can also follow us at Twitter and Facebook as well. We're not quite so active on Facebook because I pretty much prefer Twitter, if I'm going to be honest, for promotion. But yeah, you can follow us there if you really want to on Facebook. Also as well, gamble responsibly. Don't gamble too much. Don't take our tips for granted, but that's just what I feel will run well tomorrow. So yeah, so that's all our business done for today. Hopefully we'll have a good day tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.